What's up, everybody? Leone back here again today after a short little vacation. Sorry I was gone again, but like I said, I was going back to Illinois to do a little family and friend visit since I've been gone. And now I'm in, obviously, Florida. So, anyways, I'm back today. I'm going to do something that I talked about in the last video. I'm going to do a little DIY talk on making your own e-liquids. I'm going to mix one here on camera. We'll see how all that goes because I've never done this on camera. So I'm just going to start from the beginning, basically. What you're going to need. A lot of people are scared of DIYing because there's a lot that goes into it. There is, but really when you break it all down, it's very simple. And once you do it once or twice, you'll quickly get the hang of it. And anything you need to really know about it is already online. You can find any info you need. There's a whole community for DIYing. There's great YouTubers out there like DIY or Die. He has a great channel. He does beginner tips. He mixes recipes on camera. He makes his own recipes. He does a whole lot for the DIY community, and he's a great guy to watch. So basically what I'm going to do is take what I've learned and share it to you guys and hopefully help some people save some money and not, spend $20 on a 30 mil or 25 on a 60. You can make it for a lot less than that, and you can make what you want, what you like, any kind of variation of whatever. First off, before you start, you're going to obviously need to get your supplies. I do recommend liquidbarn.com. I'll have links for everything I talk about in the description. Liquid Barn is a great place to get your PG, VG, and Nic. Some of the best PG, VG, and Nic, and price-wise, they're the best also out there. When I first started, I did order from My Freedom Smokes. They also sell VG, PG, and Nicotine. And that's kind of what I have left over at the moment. But I do have some stuff from Liquid Barn on the way. So anyways, you're going to need your VG, your PG, and your Nic if you use nicotine. If you don't use nicotine, you don't need nicotine. This is the VG from My Freedom Smokes. This is a 500 milliliter bottle. I think I paid around $10 for this. But on Liquid Barn's website, you can get a 500 mil for $7.99, which is dirt cheap. And theirs come with bottles with these caps on here, so you can actually dispense your liquid a lot easier when you're doing it by weight like I do. So yeah, you're going to need VG, you're going to need your PG. This is a 250 milliliter bottle. Again, on Liquid Barn for 500 mLs of VG or PG, it's about $8. If you want a smaller bottle than that, you can get a 120, you can get a 250, and you can even go even higher than that if you want to save some money. But I suggest stocking up on VG especially because you're going to use a lot of VG. And, PG also, obviously. And then Nic, your nicotine. Again, My Freedom Smokes has different VG, PG ratios for nicotine. If you do Liquid Barn, they have all PG or all VG. I recommend the PG. The PG is the best for nicotine. At least that's what I've heard. I haven't really experimented with it, so I've kind of just stuck with primarily PG juice and just add my VG separately. I think the PG makes the nicotine last longer or keeps it, I guess, tasting fresher for longer. I'm not sure exactly on the reason. I'm sure somebody smarter than me could explain that. But the nicotine I have currently is a 60 milligram strength. It's 75 PG, 25 VG for your bases. Now, if you don't use nicotine, you're not going to need nicotine, obviously. You're going to need flavoring, unless you want to vape unflavored liquid. Now, I don't know that you can see. Yeah, it's a tub. It's a tub, a Rubbermaid tub of DIY supplies. It's quickly grown in the 2 months that I've been doing this. Some things you're going to need depending on how you're going to measure your liquids. You may need syringes. It's always good to have a few. They're blunt tip. They're not sharp or anything. There's no needle on them. This is a 10 mil. I have a 5 mil and a couple little 1 mil syringes. These are very, very cheap. Good to have, especially for dispensing things like nicotine, unless you want to put it in a squeeze bottle like this to make it easier. These are just things that you may want to get if you are thinking about it. I have some pipettes that I ordered at the beginning. I don't really use these, but I just have, they're again cheap, keep them on stock. Empty bottles, or you can use bottles you have. This is a 120 ml unicorn bottle. I just ordered this, so I'm going to make some big batches out of it. This is pretty cool. It's like $2. These bottles are pretty expensive, actually, $2. I have a lot of just old bottles I use. Where are they? Unicorn bottles. Cheap 30 ml unicorn bottles, like 50 cents a bottle, most places. Chubby Gorilla. Unicorn bottle. You're going to need bottles and you're going to need flavorings. I mean, that's really it. besides your scale if you're going to measure by weights, and I'll show you that scale in a minute. Yeah, you're going to need your flavorings. Like, I don't know, here's one from Flavor Art. This is a watermelon flavor. If I just start pulling things out, here's a Capella sugar cookie. A cereal flavor. It's like a Lucky Charms cereal. Here's Fuji, which is an apple. Hard to see on this camera, but nonetheless, there's a tub of flavors here. We are going to mix one of my all-day vapes. It's a peach vape. And we're going to be using this bag here. It's all nicely set aside because I make it all the time. Inawara's Peach. That's the company Inawara that makes it. We're going to be using Flavor Art's White Peach. I don't know if you can see this on this camera. Probably not. We're going to be using Capella's Yellow Peach. Capella's Yellow Peach. We're going to be also using Flavor Art's Pear. And that's it. That's what's going in there. So that's what we're going to do when we take the camera down low. We're going to mix that flavor there, and then we're going to test it afterwards. Why not, right? And see how it comes out. And eCig Express is a great place to get your flavoring. Just plain simple. That's where I get all my flavorings from. eCig Express. Again, I'll have links down in the description. And this is the scale I use. It was $15 on eBay. Very inexpensive. Measures grams. And does the job. You don't need to go anything crazy. Actually, you can get the scale for about 10 bucks. If I order the calibration weight to go with it, just so I can calibrate it so I make sure it's always in check. So yeah, 15 bucks. Alright, so then after you have all your bases, your flavors, your bottles, your syringes, or your scale, whatever you want to use to mix it, I started doing my measurements in milliliters instead of grams. I did the milliliters for a long time, got the hang of it, then I figured there has to be a faster way, and I learned about measuring in grams, so I bought a scale. And yes, measuring in grams is just that much easier. You just dumping your juice straight from the bottle into your bottle. It's so much easier, my opinion. So, but do whatever is easier for you. If you don't want to invest too much in it, just start with syringes. See if you like it first, and then you get into buying yourself a scale in the later future. Something else you're going to need to mix juice, obviously, is some type of calculator. Not a calculator on your phone, even though you can get it on your phone. I use a e-juice calculator that you can get online. And now I'm going to go over to a screen capture. I recorded a little video here of me downloading the software and how to go about the software and how to use the software itself. So we'll go to that next, and then we'll come back and talk a little more. Alright, so for the calculator that I use, I just go to, just want to Google search basically e-juice me up in your search. And then from there you'll see this one right here, ejuice.breakthrough.com. Click that. That'll take you here, which is the website for the calculator. It's got some information about the calculator. It's got a little video on how to use it. Just a lot of other different information on here. Alright, so then you're just going to go down here. You're going to click the download button right here, which I already have. Alright, so once you have it installed, you'll see this little icon here. It's, I don't know, like a picture of some cherries. It says e-juice me up. Click on that. I already have it opened. And you'll see this right here. This is your little calculator. Very simple. I don't know how much you could read this because it is very small. I don't know how my computer's capturing this. But at the top you have nicotine, strength, e-juice. This is the strength of your base, your nic base. I'm using a 75 PG and 25 VG, so you're just going to input that in there. 75 PG, 25 VG. And then your strength of that base, mine is a 60 milligrams, so we'll put that in there. And then this bottom one here, target strength, is what strength you want your nicotine to be, or your liquid to be. Mine, I'm going for a 12. I'm going to mix a small bottle here. I'm going to put 15 mLs. And then here you got all your flavors that you can input. If they're not PG based flavors, you check these boxes here, but mainly they are PG at 100%, so you just leave that alone. I haven't had to mess with that. We are making a peach. We're making one of my all-day vapes that I use. So I'm just going to input here. I use Inawara, so it's INW, not mango, peach. Alright, and I use that at 3%, so right here, you just put your percentage that you're going to use it at. Very simple. Now the second flavor I use is Flavor Art's White Peach. and I use that at 2%, so I'm just going to put 2 there. Then I use Capella's, so C-A-P. I like to abbreviate my things so I know. Capella's, what is it, yellow peach, so put yellow peach. And that one I use at 1%. And usually these are the 3 things, and I put maybe a couple drops of sweetener as my 4th flavor. But I'm going to try some different. I did just get in some pear from Flavor Art, and from what I heard, you add a little pear to some fruit blends, it makes it a little more of a juicy fruit. So I'm trying to get a little more of a juicier peach out of it. So I'm going to try it at 1%. We'll see how it comes out. And I put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Yep. And I'm going to do, like I said, 1%. I'm going to try it at that 1%. I'm going to try to use this to juicing everything up. We'll see how it comes out. That's it. Those are my 4 flavors. 1%, 1%, 2%, 3%, 12 milligram, 15 ml bottle. Down here, where you see Target PG and Target VG, I'm going for, I usually do like, when I'm doing mouth to lung vapes, obviously, I do like a 65-35. Sorry, that's in the wrong section. I do it. PG, I do 35%, VG 65, so it's a 65-35. And then once you're all done with that, you just press the little calculate button right here. Boom. You'll get all your values. Now, if you're using a syringe, you'll look at the mLs here. You'll see all the mLs and the measurements. If you're using grams and a scale like I do, I use a scale just because it makes it a little easier. I did start off mixing by syringe, then moved over to using a scale, which just is a little bit easier. And it gives you everything right there. Really, that's how you use the software. I mean, you can go to File and Save, and you can save the recipe, and then you can name it. You can put notes here like, you know, this flavor's too harsh or whatever. 1 day steep, this is what it tastes like. 2 days steep, this is what it tastes like. You can do that. You can even print like this card out if you have some, printer and stuff. You can do that. You can make an image for it. There's a lot of different things you can do here with this calculator, but this is just the base. This is really what you need to know to use it. So now that I've shown you all this, let's get down and let's just mix a quick bottle. I'm going to mix this bottle here and see what we come up with. Alright, so here we are. Just turned my scale on. Sorry about the angles. You know, it's going to get better as I get a little more practice on this here. You could kind of see it. It's at 0.00. Put our bottle on. You'll see it jump up. And you're going to press this button here that says tare. That's going to zero out your scale. You want to do that after every ingredient and every time you obviously put the bottle on there. So just based off our calculator, we're using peach first. I always do flavors first. 0.45 of the Inawara peach. So I'm going to shake my peach up real quick. I always shake all my flavors, all my bases, everything basically before I put them in the bottle. This is my peach. You're not going to be able to see me drip in there, but trust me, you'll see the number on the scale hopefully go up, so you could at least go by that. And 0.45, right on the money. Okay, the next flavor is Flavor Art White Peach. There you go, you can see 0.45. And then after every flavor, you just press that tare button to get it back to 0. And now we're going to add in 0.3 of the white peach. And if you're a 0.1 or 0.2 over or under, it's not going to break anything or ruin your recipe by any means. The next flavor is Capella's Yellow Peach. Give that a quick shake. And we're putting 0.15. Press that tare button. Okay. 0.14, so that's close enough. And then we're using the pear from Flavor Art, which is the first time using this one. That a good shake. Press our tare button. And for that one, we're also using 0.15. And one more drop. There we go. It should do us. 0.14 works for me. So our flavoring is done. Now we're gonna move on to I do PG next. You could just in any order you really want. I just do flavoring, PG, VG, and Nick last always. So now we're gonna move on to PG, which is gonna be 2.02 grams. Okay, and that should do us on the PG side. Right on the money. Press tear. And now for the VG, which is primarily the main mix of the main ingredient of the mix. And that is 11.34 grams. So we're zeroed out. And I do have the VG in a squeeze bottle, so it makes it really easy to fill this up. Went over quite a bit, but it's VG, so it should be alright. Yeah, I'm doing this in a rush. That's what happens. Alright, so next we have our last ingredient, which is our nicotine. I'm doing this again at 12 milligrams, so I need 3.29 grams. Alright, so here we go. And this one you want to be as precise as possible because it is nicotine, so. And there we go. Good enough. That is it, guys. That is the mixing up close and personal. Not very complicated. More complicated when it's on camera, that's for sure. So let's go up top and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Alright, so there you go. There's a little mixing for you. Yeah, excuse the bad angles in the camera. Just, you know, that's new to me, mixing on camera. But yeah, it's really not much to it. I talked a lot, but the process is so much quicker when you're not doing it with a camera in front of it. Yeah, that's just the basic on it. We might do more videos like this where I grab a recipe, I mix it on camera, and we taste it, I taste it, and I give you my thoughts on that particular recipe. Because if you're asking me where do you get a lot of your recipes, well, that recipe I mixed, you know, out of my own. It was a lot of trial and error because it was something that I was looking for that I knew that I liked. Yeah, so I just mixed. It took me a long time to get that recipe down. It's really simple, but it's a couple different peaches and pear to kind of give it this really fresh, fleshy, juicy peach. But anyways, a lot of the recipes you can find yourself. Find yourself on alltheflavors.com. Again, link will be in the description. You can search the recipes. They have reviews, ratings, comments people leave on them, so you can see which ones are more popular and all that kind of stuff. But recipes are all for use. You know, you can go on there and find whatever you want. So great site for it. It's a great site. And then there's other e-juice recipe websites out there. If you Google search e-juice recipes, you'll get a bunch of other ones. But All the Flavors seems to be my favorite one at the moment. I've got a lot of good recipes off there. So that's where you're going to find your recipes. So now, the flavor I mixed, I did an up-close segment a couple days ago, like 3 days ago to be exact. Here's the bottle of juice that we mixed up close. It's been steeping for about 2 to 3 days. Now, what steeping is, if you don't know what steeping is, it's letting a flavor basically sit for days and letting it kind of just develop. When you first mix a flavor, you want to shake the heck out of it. So if I had just mixed it today, the first thing I'd be doing is grabbing my bottle, closing it up, and then just shaking it. And you want to shake it for a good minute, like really hard till you basically can't see through it, till it's really cloudy and hazy. So I've already done that. I've been doing that, and I've been doing that, you know, throughout the day for the first couple days until it gets really nicely mixed. So you're just going to shake it and then let it sit for hours on end, and then shake it and let it sit. You're just going to repeat that process for, the first day or two. Some recipes you can just mix, shake, and vape. It's called a shake and vape recipe. This peach is good straight after the mix, but I like to let it sit. The flavors seem to come out a little bit more. So that's something else you're going to do when you first mix something. It smells really good. It smells like peach and a very slight hint of pear in there. I did fill it up. I did put it in my Digiflavor Siren here. I have already tried it. I'm not going to lie to you, so I already know what it tastes like, but I'm going to have it vape for you on camera. Delicious. Perfect for the way I vape. 12 milligram. I get a nice fresh peach. I taste the actual skin of the peach, the flesh of the peach, and this really juiciness that kind of leaves my mouth watering. It's a really good peach. It's not candied. It is a little bit on the sweet side, but it is not candied. It's not a candied peach. It's not a peach ring. It's a straight peach, which is what I like. Perfect flavor right there. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and mix it up. The recipe is on camera, so you can just copy it and go ahead and do it. Very, very good peach. But yeah, guys, I don't want to spend too much time. This videos long enough as is. There's so much about DIY to know out there. I may do more videos on this in the future, or the near future, I should say. But that's a little bit of DIY for you. Hopefully some of that helps you guys. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will definitely get back to you. Just leave me a comment, and I'll definitely get back to you with an answer. It's really not that intimidating once you get into it. Just, if you want to do it, just do it. You will definitely not regret it, 100%. I'm so glad I got into this, and so glad I don't have to go buy juice and then hate the juice and then have wasted $30 or $40 on a bottle of juice. So hopefully some information was helpful as always, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being my subscriber. Until next time, live well and vape on.